Yeah, once again, we're here. It's Monday night prime time. I ain't got time to play with you, so we going straight in like mystical.
We
I'm
already
sorry,
started.
He
man.
got to be stopped.
I just love happy hour, man. Shout out to Owen and Bruce, man. Listen, it's birthday eve, so yeah, I knew this was gonna be a good one for sure. Hey, right off the top, man, we're gonna go straight into the topics. You know why? Because we got a long show, and back to school is next week. And on this panel, we have some great fathers. We will not call them baby daddies. We will call them great fathers. And tonight, we will have some topics that I believe will share some perspective from both sides. It even opens up dialogue. All my angry women in the comments, please feel free to join the cast, join the comments, or have this dialogue amongst your friends because it is very, very important as well. All right. First off, man, I seen my boy Chris Leo out there with the shopping game back to school. And the best thing about it is you guys have girls. So this is just it just does my heart so good. I always say that God gives girls to the players. That's
Mm.
why I had three boys. So I can only imagine if school shopping was annoying dealing with boys, I can only imagine school shopping when you have a daughter who needs the socks, the shoes, the hairdo, the dress, the pants, the undergarments. How was that? Let me, I'm gonna phrase that. I'm gonna ask y'all about y'all school back to school experience. I want to say salute to all your kids that are going back to school. We got a high schooler, and I think we got a middle schooler this year. What? But I'll be controversial. What is the father's responsibility, and how do child support play a role? Okay, well, you're going for the throat. First question of the night. Y'all have been waiting on this all night. I would definitely tank out on this conversation. Come on, Chris.
Well, what I would say is this: I have to be full disclosure. I've never been under child support, so I don't. I speak from a level of ignorance when I'm talking because I've never been under child support. I've never had a baby, and then the woman ran to the slave catcher and put me in the bond and put me back into bondage. So I don't know how that actually feel. For me personally, I believe that I get a thrill. I get a sense of peace. I get a sense of happiness from being able to provide, school stuff for my daughter. I mean, I remember how it used to be for me. My grandma, we used to go shopping. What school got out in June, we'll go school shopping in maybe the end of June at Kmart and put everything on layaway. Some of the worst type of clothes and shoes and stuff like that. So school shopping used to be traumatic for me coming up. So I never wanted that to be, the case for my daughter. So, but what I will say is I put school shopping in three tiers: my sole responsibility, shared responsibility, and things that I just won't do. Now, for me personally, I think my sole responsibility, again, I'm talking from a level of bias here, but and having a girl, um, school supplies is I think that's a dad job. Book bag, I think that's a dad job. Um, what else? And sneakers. I think those are, I think those are dad jobs. But I think it's shared is, the clothes and all that other stuff. Um, Pretty much past that, all that stuff is shared to me. And then things that I won't do, I just ain't going buying drawers with my daughter. That's where I just draw the line at. I'm not going to Victoria's Secret with her. I'm not buying any underpants. So I leave that completely up to a mama. But for me personally, I think book bag, supplies, sneakers. I think that those are some of the most crucial elements of back to school, and I want to be responsible. I take that responsibility on solely myself. But as far as the whole experience, man, I think it keeps you in tune with the child. You start to learn what they like to wear and what you automatically know their schedule because you're working off of a supply list, so that it keeps you in tune. Sometimes when you're not the primary, well, you're not the custodial parent, sometimes you can, some of the information isn't given to you. Well, I don't want to say given to you, is not available as openly as the custodial parent. So it keeps you in touch with the child. As far as child support, like I said, I'm biased to that because I've never been on child support. So I would like to ask you guys who are the child support alumni. I would like to say,
watch your mouth.
Y'all, man, I have a lot of homeboys that feel as though, hey, take it out of child support. You sit me, you put them people on me. You decided that this is what it is. You take it out of that. Again, I don't know how it feels for somebody to manage my money for me and gets to take it from me and get to do anything that they want to, something that I can do myself. So I really wanted to ask you guys how you guys handle it, because I'm not a part of that club. Not to say there's nothing bad about it, but I just ain't a part of that club.
Mario, do you mind if we go to Zay first before we speak as the veterans in the club? Come on, Xavier, go ahead.
Hey,
I've already warned y'all about y'all comments.
Listen, I ain't worrying about no damn comments, man. The truth is the truth. But I'm in Gladiator School, so when it comes to that, I am the father that is currently on the child support out of the group of us who has to tackle this problem. And I'm gonna say to you like this, Chris. In a perfect world, to your homeboys who pay child support is supposed to take care of the child's needs. At least that's what they told us. And technically, if you want to be technical, by the court, you don't have to do anything else. But as Horace alluded to when we first started, we are what we perceive to be great fathers. So we're going to go above and beyond that call. So some of the things that you mentioned, the sneakers, we take a joy in making sure that we get our daughters the sneakers, the ones that we wanted when we were growing up, but the ones that they want versus the ones that you have to get. But my caveat to that is my mother's still around. So you know what I do? I still let her get some of them horrible things for school that we had to get, because I think that's the balance, you know what I'm saying? To let her know that the privilege that she has versus, what it could be, so that you understand that you're not going to always get your way, but you're going to make sure that you be covered. Might not be the best clothes or the best name brand clothes that you would like, but it's going to be good, clean clothes, and they'll still be new. So you got to give them that balance. So I always love to see that. But yeah, it's a joy. I don't mind going to get those things. I actually enjoy it because it does give me a chance to one-on-one time with my daughter. And unlike you, Chris, I don't mind taking my daughter to go get underpants and things like that, because I got to make sure that, listen, when it comes to that, I got to make sure that she's good. You know what I'm saying? I may not know the specifics, so I'll ask. Fortunately for me, I have a lot of women in my family, so I can kind of ask these questions. And then I have lady friends that'll help in the area where she may not be comfortable to speak with me on getting those said undergarments. But me providing them for her, I don't mind. I'll go in the store, hold the bag, sit in the corner. It doesn't matter to me. It's no biggie. But just making sure, though, ultimately, at the end of the day, though, that our baby girls, because we have girls, are taken care of, is, I think, what the father's responsibility is at the end of the day. Like I said, sometimes it sucks. I've been drawn into where I've been trying to money manage and things like that, but wisdom has taught me, forget it. If it's for them, just get it, be done with it, save yourself. Don't even try to have that debacle with women, because that's logical. And they're going to get emotional on you, and you're definitely going to lose that. So before you lose your sanity, just go ahead and lose them couple dollars and keep it pimping with pimping. That's the best way that I can tell any father to go ahead with that.
So where do you draw the line? What did you got to draw the line somewhere? So well, you stand something. You stand.
When I say no,
line.
No, when I say no, but at the end of the day, you got to understand. So as us being men, we lead. So I know exactly what she needs. You know what I'm saying? I think too many times we get caught up on trying to appease, trying to make sure that it work on both sides. And it don't work like that on the reverse for fathers. So as a man, you got to look at this and say, all right, what do I need to cover for her? And make sure you cover just those things. That's it. Anything above and beyond is two of us made them. I feel like the other half can get that. If I've gotten, my half or what I deem to be necessary for my child, and you see that I missed something, pick up the slack. I don't think that's hard, and I don't think it should be an argument. I think it's pretty simple. But again, that's how I think. People may think different. But again.
Mario, you heard all this rhetoric in here, man?
I heard it.
I'm gonna give it to Mario. Hey, I'm gonna give it to Mario because y'all live my life. Y'all seen my tears. Y'all seen firsthand the transparency that I had. Listen,
It's
what
not
helped,
easy.
what helped me with my trauma was the fact that I put the kids first, no matter how I felt about it. It's always about the kids. And listen, I was paying 900 at one time. And I remember it got up to 1,100 on a $40,000. The more I made, the more they adjusted. It ain't in our favor. So the child support system, believe women, men, they don't care about either one of us. It's a good stream of revenue. But as far as the overnight, I don't agree with the situation where unless you're paying some astronomical like 5,000 a month, I don't believe I could say to a woman, hey, take it out of child support, simply because you're giving her a lot of trust as well. And you don't want to create a situation where you're allowed to be looked at. Most baby mom situations are bad anyway. So your kid, a lot of times, I paid all that. I could not look at Tyler and say I couldn't get the shoes, even though God just blessed me to be able to make shit happen when I didn't have a clue of how it's going to happen. But I never, and they don't appreciate it to this day, but the point is, paying child support, the boy played lacrosse. He played baseball. I wanted to say, hey, take it easy, son. Sit out for a season. Baseball, football. He played every goddamn thing. And then he kept growing. The boy had like a size, whatever, you know what I mean? And to this day, I had to tell him now, at one time I was getting his shoes from over in China. But I had to do what I had to do to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? But the point was, I made sure. Yeah, they made sure they never felt what we were going through. You know what I mean? It was a time where I wanted to drive my truck through a house, but I made sure they never seen it, at least on my part, bro. So that's my advice, of any, or just my part to share. I'm going to give it to the wisest.
You supposed to be gave it to him the first time, and then the spirit took over you.
You
did a whole monologue.
I
need therapy the first time.
I need therapy, bro. I went back there, y'all. I was crying, boy, a lot of days. When you think you didn't work them extra hours and think you about to get a bonus check, and then it'd be like, wait, how they knew about it? Where my money at?
That happened to me. I know how that go.
My Christmas money, my tax return, my bonus money.
So you still feel, even though they taking extra bonus money, you still don't feel like child just take it out of child support.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's my decision to have that child with that person.
And Chris, you got also 2-1. I'm gonna admire your honesty, because that drive that truck through the house, I heard you, and I feel you, brother. I feel you. But I'm gonna say this, Chris, as a man, and you should understand this because you preach this a whole lot. At the end of the day, that child don't know nothing about that like that for real. They do know who did what because of what they see. Damn what you told them. So you got to always be the example. And it hurt like hell, but who said that being a man was easy? Exactly. So you got to take them in stride, and nobody don't care about how we feel. We've already established that. So it is what it is. You might as well at least make the ones that you care about, that you feel like care about you, at least see you as Superman or whoever it is that you deem necessary for them.
Okay, but before Hard It Goes, we're gonna have to. I mean, after Hard It Goes, we got to tell how we feel about the guys that feel that way, that actually feels that child support, take it out of child support. But I'd like to hear what you got to say, Hardy.
I'm sorry, Hardy. Go ahead, man. Give us some wisdom.
Yeah, I don't really got none. I lost a long time ago. So I see people. I'm the guy that came back from the war with no legs. So I don't. So when people say they crying to me, I don't hear that shit, because I never had a chance to not be on child support. Right. My baby was born on the 4th. I was on child support on the 7th. So I never had a chance.
Oh, he froze not at this time. Roll time to freeze.
I know you're saying some wise things right now.
That might be
help a couple guys get through.
That might be the FCC. Or they involved. All right, come back to the man.
What you call it in the sniper?
Yeah, because the worst part is they just passed a law that you get on child support when the baby in the belly.
In Atlanta or in Georgia, I mean.
Google it. No, you can be on child support before the baby is born. That thing they just passed it last week. Hard to come back, my man.
I think that was just in the state of Georgia, but
I don't know where it was.
I'm just saying, like, bro, like sometimes I think that we as men we use finances as discipline too. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't is it, again, I'm not on child support, so I don't know. Is it okay to reward irresponsible financial behavior? Because some people that I talk to a lot of men that's on child support, and a lot of men feel that take it out of child support. You decided to go down there and make this happen. You put the slave catchers on me. You decided this. Then this is what you get. You have to manage this. And why is it? Should we not require the parent that took over the child, that chose to take over the child? Should we not require them to be fiscally responsible with the money?
Bro, let's be honest.
Let's
be honest. In my situation, I just took it on the chin and said, "This is listen. Once you know who you dealing with, I mean, what you gonna do? I had at that time, I would say with Ken, I ain't gonna call the mama name, but she asked me to be with her. I said no. 3 days later, that damn letter came in the mail, and I'm like, I'm raising him, and it put me on child support, and I'm raising him, right? And then that's when I found out the support system. Like anybody need child support here, I am the guru. Like I went through it for so much, but I was raising my kid, right? And then I found out in Florida, until you go to court and establish it, the mother is the custodial parent. So when I'm talking to the people, like he stays here, he's with me, all of that, it didn't matter. I had to go to court and establish that, and also, man, it's just not in your favor as a man. We should know that anyway. We should know that anyway, bro. It's not in your favor. So when I realized that, it got so bad that I started making more money. I stayed on child support just because I didn't want to go to the courts no more. Remember that day? I paid child support even though I had them with me. Yeah. I just didn't want to go to court. Every time I went to court,
you lose.
The bullshit. Oh, rearages. I'm like, I ain't never missed a payment. Oh, she was due for adjustment and this and that. And I was like, so nah, man, you can't win in that situation. But at the end of the time, I put myself in that situation, and I ain't never want my kids to go without. Even when I hustled, I bought her a place, bought her a car just for my kids to live good, drive around good, and you would thought that would have got me some support. You know what? Nope. Child support. And that's what worked in my favor. So when she went to court, the judge was like, he doing this, and that. I won the case. But that appeal, that nasty appeal.
But isn't that weaponized child support? Like, you have a responsibility to be fiscally responsible. That's your responsibility. You decided to be the custodial parent. That associates with more bills. It just does. Because it's your choice. You can easily give up that child and let that father do it, and chances are great that father won't be asking you for all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? I think on the other side, like, again, I've never been on child support, but I think on the other side, man, it's would the mother blindly give money without question and then facilitate whatever shortcomings that the father may have? You know what I'm saying? The father may have a weed issue. When we give child support, we never know so a lot of times we don't know where that money go, and it gets put all inclusive to everything facet of the life. So would you think if the woman knew that the man had a weed habit, using child support money on it, do you think she would facilitate school clothes after that? You know what I'm saying? Like, is we weaponizing child support?
Yeah, because listen, how many, let's be honest, how many stories you heard where once the dude said he didn't want to be with the person anymore, here come the child support.
Yeah, on arrival.
Here come the attachment, you know what I mean?
Or blame the men that say take out of child support?
Huh?
Can you blame the men that say take it out of child support when that was done to them?
No, but you gotta also understand something, Chris, with some of those guys who saying take it out of child support. Everybody's pockets are not the same. That might be all that man has, and he still has to make sure for his other bills, like you said, nobody's covering or checking for him. And the point that you made about them being fiscally responsible, in a perfect world, that would happen. But unfortunately, we're not in a perfect world. So as a man, you can't even focus your mind on that, because you will run yourself crazy. Just make sure that you're just paying it. It don't matter if you're paying it late or whatever. Something is better than nothing. Just pay it. You know what I'm saying? And do what you can. That's the best way to everything's about mental health. You got to make sure that this is right, because they'll run you crazy. Especially when it comes to money. I'm sorry, ladies, but when it comes to women and money, hey man, they will run you crazy. They feel like men should always have it at all times and everything else like that. They don't give a care about your bills or what them being fiscally responsible. Whenever one ever worried about really being fiscally responsible?
Nah, this is not a man's world. Mario.
Yeah, my bad. I'm in my office and I was working on my computer. And I don't know what that motherfucker just started over.
I don't know. You turned to the host. I said, SEC then said, no, we can't let this get out.
That motherfucker just started. I'm talking about the whole computer just started over. I'm like, God. Jeez. Somebody said,
I thought the Decepticons came and got you. Like, God.
My baby mama must got a job at the Wi-Fi company.
Yeah.
Won't let this get out.
Our efforts is to make sure the kids don't have the same trauma. So that's why I say put the kids first. Mario, what did you have to chime in on?
Yeah, no, I was just saying that in the end of the day, I learned early on. It don't matter. See, I said, once I got put on child support, I said, dang, at the end of the day, everything's supposed to be for the child, right? So when you go to court, the court system treats you like nothing you do, it's not for the child. It's being mandated that you have some support, right? So they come up with a number. Most of the times that number is not astronomical. Most of the time that number is minimal, because they just want you to be able to say they're doing something to contribute to the person who they giving like assistance to, right? But the only thing bad about that is this. A lot of dudes do. I do hear a lot of dudes saying, get out of child support, but I pay my bills now. So I understand, unless you're getting hit across the head, which it take a lot, because you got to have a good job in child support. I'll be real. You have to have a good job in the child support market to get hit across the head. So if you're not making no money, you're not getting hit across the head. Because I've been on child support with no job, hustling. I've been on child support with a good job. I've been on child support with a bad job. So you see what I'm saying? So I done been through every level of my life on child support. So I know that when I first was on child support, it was the principle that had me mad. I was young. So I was like 18, 19. So I felt like I'm going to do whatever for my daughter. So my daughter never not suffered. I just didn't pay child support. I was like, fuck that. You're not going to tell me to have to pay. Then I learned very quickly, you won't have no license, and you'll always be on the run, and you'll be in high-speed chases all the time, and you're always going to get pulled over, and you can't really do nothing without no license. So let me pay child support. And then when I did that, I understand I lost. It's that argument over. I lost. From that day forward, me and my baby mama at that point in time didn't have a good relationship. So I'm the kind of person is, if I can't talk to you, it don't matter what I do, but I'm going to do what I'm going to do. So that day forward, shit, I did everything. I bought everything like she was going to buy nothing. So I bought the book bag. I bought the shoes. I bought the clothes. I did her hair. I did everything like she was not going to do nothing. And a lot of times she had 2 book bags. She might have had 2 appointments, but because I don't have to talk to you. See, I'm not going back and forth with you. I'm not arguing. I'm smart. You don't have to. Once the stove, somebody tell me the stove is hot, I don't have to keep touching it and saying I don't know why I'm touching it. It's hot, so I'm not going back there. It don't matter why. It don't matter how. It shouldn't be hot. Somebody should have turned it off. You can say all you want to. It's hot. Don't touch it. So once I learned that every school year we're arguing about stuff that don't matter. It don't matter who right or wrong. Let me do what I can do. So I have this amount of money. Spend all this money on my daughter, and I feel like when I walked away, I did what I was supposed to do. Now, my baby mama might have thought I didn't. Her parents might have thought I didn't. Child support might have thought I didn't. But in my heart, me sleeping at night, I did. I was freshly. So my baby mama never, she could tell you, we argue about a lot of stuff. But one thing we never argue about is just taking care, is financially taking care of Jayla when it came to clothes, shoes, and food. Now, we might argue about other stuff that she felt like I should have did. But when it came to clothes and shit, I wanted to buy clothes. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, I live by this code. I don't think that no one should pay someone else to parent. I think that parenting is a labor of love, and you don't get paid for it. I personally take on the responsibility of saying whatever her bills are is my responsibility. If anything that comes from that school, the hair, the facials, all those things that a bill accrues for her, I'm willing to take care of it. That's it, because she doesn't live with me the majority of the time, so I take on that. As far as school supplies and stuff like that, I take pride in being able to buy the book, to be the book bag dad, the supplies dad, the sneaker dad. I take pride in it, but I'm not letting you off the hook. You facilitate also. I buy other stuff. The only thing I don't buy is the drawers. I just feel weird about that. But Jorge, what'd you say?
No, I was gonna say one thing, and I'm giving it back. You taught me this about being a big brother. Being a man is a sucky job at times. The world is upon you. If you're looking for validation and applause for stuff, it ain't gonna happen. That's just straight up. But I will tell you, me personally, younger me, bro, I just put my head down and got to work, and just say time will happen, and that's what happened. I was just like, let me do what I can, start working more hours, do the best I can. Because think about it, I'm paying child support, but I got a whole nother relationship. You know what I mean? I got another family I'm trying to build with, and then I got these obligations. But what I did learn, and anybody will tell you, I learned the laws, and the laws have gotten better from when me and Mario was on it. Because boy, let me tell you, I seen a dude when me and Zay worked down at Citibank down there. But you see, that's what the original child support office was, and they didn't give you no warning. They took it all. They took all the money. You know what I'm saying? So what I learned that, like Jessica said, time sharing. I learned the legal system of it. Oh, that's when I started getting good, bro. And then I found out, I ain't got to have no attorney. I can go down and tell them my financial situation. And because I'm a taxpayer, I can sign these papers and file my cases. And I went in there and asked for a modification. I went in there and went for time sharing and then I went back and went for custody. So men, if you really in Florida law, they don't even recognize you until you legally go in there and do what you need to do. So when I learned that, life got a little bit better, and baby mama started acting better too, because she ain't had the power that she once did. But I always put those kids first, because I didn't never want them to grow up talking about what daddy didn't do, because that was the stuff that I said about my parents.
Put up Siobhan's previous comment, not that one, the one previous to that. Yeah, she's saying it's priceless. No, it's not, because the court system put a price on it. The second thing is, this custodial parent thing, I get it. I understand what you're saying. Now, I've never done it for over a year. I've done it in spurts, summers, school breaks, I do weekends and stuff like that. But at the same time, Siobhan don't know how it feels to have to say goodbye to your child, to drop your child off. I get so on Sunday when I drop my child off, I get emotional, bro. That hour-long drive coming back to Orlando, dog, that shit hurts. Saying goodbye hurts. You know what I'm saying? Not the guy that tucks in your child at night, it hurts. So I get what you're saying, that it's bad. It's tough being a custodial parent, but you wouldn't want to trade that shit for what dads have to deal with. You wouldn't have to trade that shit for taking your child back home and just having to say goodbye every time. Man, you wouldn't trade it for weekends. You wouldn't trade it for summer vacations. You wouldn't trade that shit. You get to see all these different stages of development. But for us, it's like on the outside, and then we always blaming ourselves, like, well, damn, I did this. Man, no, you wouldn't trade that shit, man. So I get what she's saying, but being a dad, no, man. But no, man, you wouldn't want I guarantee you wouldn't switch shoes. You damn sure wouldn't get that child to that father, and you be the one coming to pick them up on the weekend and then dropping them back off and drop every weekend. You got to be super dad to cover up for a fucking whole 5 days that you just missed. This now, but on Saturday and Sunday, because the hair appointment is on Saturday, that took half of your Saturday up. and now Sunday 6 o'clock you're taking her back before she could be at home at a decent time. You wouldn't want to trade that shit, man. That shit fucking hurts.
But right, you know what's crazy about it? We know what's crazy about that, Chris, is they don't think about that. But again, it's who felt it knows. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to that, you said about if they're not able to take care to get, relinquish custody to the parent that can't, they're not going to do that. It's what Horace said. It's that power thing. And plus the benefits that comes along with it. Not saying that that's the sole reason that women have kids and anything like that, but it's a lot of perks that come to that custodial parent. So it's a very touchy situation. You won't get it, but you did hit the nail on the head with the hammer. We're trying to cram what you guys get the privilege of, and I need you to understand, ladies, that is a privilege. Because if you ask a lot of guys, yes, some of them will shy away, but a lot of us will step up and be like, come on, bring it here, give it here. If it's such a burden to you, if you feel that way, if you need that, bring them here, and then the conversation changes. Then you know what I'm saying? It doesn't. It's not the same oomph that you were giving when I had to do this. I got to do that. Let me take that burden up off of you as a man. That's a whole nother other situation. So we won't even enter that. But you got to think about those things, or at least keep them in consideration when you do have guys that are doing. But I digress. I don't want to run long. I know we got other topics that we want to touch on tonight.
Well, let's be 100. You have to be accountable for the decisions that you make. And if you think you got a bad baby mama, a lot of Negroes put their joy juice in the most crazy, unstable people ever, right? So yeah, you got to pay for that. I paid for that. I'm gonna tell you one thing I did, and men got to play for keeps too. I stayed in a relationship 5 years longer than I should have. You know why? Because at that young age that my kids were growing up, I wanted my kids, that was 0 to like 6 years. I wanted my kids to know me. You know why? I couldn't handle the thought of my kids being under somebody else's roof. So think about that. I stay in a relationship because listen, my kid, they can't communicate with me his feelings or thoughts. I don't know what's going on in that house. I got to trust this woman. I didn't want to put my kids in a situation where they growing up in another damn household under somebody else's roof. So yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I stayed in a relationship until they got to an age where at least they could communicate, and hell, especially nowadays, fellas, think about that. Women make bad choices with men. Let's be honest.
Facts.
Sorry, I'm gonna say that. Your kid that she take care of is gonna be on that roof or be around people that you might not know about because she ain't gonna tell you. And that's a lot of trust. And when it came to my kids, I would not trust my kids. Y'all remember my kids they didn't stay the night at nobody's house. That's how I was. I was so traumatized. I didn't want to change. I tried to prevent my kids from being fondled, mishandled, abused, molested. So we got to think about these decisions we making when we dropping that joy juice into some of these people. So I bit the bullet, and yeah, child support, raising them kids was a sucky time in my life. It was fucking horrible. But the joy came making sure those kids didn't have the trauma that I had. All I complained about, I go to my mom, hey, I need this. Go to your daddy. Go to my daddy, go to your mama. Okay, well, fuck me. I don't want my kids to go through that.
Every time.
I didn't want to go through that.
I might not agree with my BM all the time, but I'm not. I don't get put through all that shit, man. So don't play on my top, man. Shut that shit up. I don't want to hear that. Let's go to the next topic. We ain't gonna hear this frantic cat club member. I don't want to hear that shit.
Of course, y'all love it. The crazier, the better. That's all she heard from that. All of that transparency, and that's all she heard.
Yeah, nothing from the juicy lip bandit.
Let's wait a minute. I should have swallowed the joy juice with my life. You could have. It do prevent breast cancer.
You chose. It's all about choices. Didn't Horace just say that? We chose. You chose.
Daily protein shakes.
Yeah. Listen, they do. I told somebody that they ain't understand. I do think that it is a benefit to the male having some years with the child. So I salute them. Let's switch it up and get out of that hostile area for a minute. We might lose women because they love the hostility. They love a good debate. I'm gonna switch it up tonight. I'm gonna go from high and I'm gonna downshift to something simple. So I'm gonna go to the second controversial thing. Y'all give a damn about Brittany Griner being in Russia?
That's not the way to. It's kind of not the way to introduce them.
I've been at happy hour today. That's what we gonna do. Super Mario, we've been missing. We give a damn about Studs United singing the glory song about free Brittany Griner.
Yes, we do give a damn, and it's really, really, really unfortunate that that young lady is in this situation. I think it's truly unfortunate. The thing that I disagree with the punishment. I disagree with it, but what I also disagree with is some of the narrative that came from this whole situation from the beginning. When I first heard about the situation, I heard them comparing it, saying, "Well, if this was LeBron, he wouldn't be locked up. He wouldn't be in there.
He wouldn't. He wouldn't.
If LeBron, he wouldn't have never done it. LeBron been in the public eye since he was 15 years old with absolutely no problems. So LeBron would have never put himself in that situation. That's one thing. Then I hear them say, well, she's over there because the WNBA don't make enough money and she had to make more money or whatever. And I'm like, well, she's 100,000 now. That for most people, that's a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like it's almost like you blame us men for that situation. If women support the WNBA, then they would make more money. Period. You can't expect a league to make money, the same amount of money as the NBA when they play 36 games and the NBA play 87. That's just one thing. And women make 51% of the population. Y'all go to them games. Y'all buy the jerseys. Y'all stream the product. And then she wouldn't have to go over there. What else is another narrative I heard from it? Was saying, because also Brittany Griner is a part of one of the fastest growing, most powerful subsections of our culture. She is not only a Black woman, she is a part of the LGBTQ plus community. With both of those powers combined, you mean to tell me y'all can't do nothing? Y'all can't do nothing about this? You can't even talk about y'all no more without being canceled and talked about and taken and stripped away from your career and stuff like that. You mean to tell me y'all you're gonna let this go down? What else? Another thing I heard. I heard a proposed trade for a prisoner swap with Russia. You know who they want to swap Brittany Griner for? What's his name? Victor Boat. He is Lord of War. His nickname is the mercenary of death. They made movies about this man. Yeah. Nicolas Cage is in a movie about him where he sold arms to both sides of the war that was fighting. This is a fucking dangerous ass man, and you want to do a prisoner swap with that?
He misunderstood.
That's insane to me. No, that's not a good. To me, that's not a good swap. The last thing I say is this. Like I said, I disagree with the punishment. I think it's excessive, but I'm looking at it through a lens of an American person. Well, we would look at that and say, well, that's just a vape pen. She shouldn't get 9 years for it. But then when I look at it on the flip side, we lock up men for having underage sex with women. In some countries, let's say a person from a country where that doesn't matter, they come over here and have sex with a 14-year-old, you lock them up for 20 years or like 30 years like R. Kelly got. Everybody in that country like, wait a minute, that's not a big deal. We don't look at that as a big deal. You guys look at it as a big deal. So to me, that's more reasons for why we in this travel mode of everybody want to travel and everybody want to go places and take pictures for Instagram. God damn it, you better do some research on that country's laws before you take your ass over there and doing some dumb shit. Because again, you don't have to be there. You chose to be there. What I know about traveling in pharmaceuticals is wherever you go on this planet, it's there. You may not want to pay the price for it, but wherever you go on this planet, it's going to be that drug there.
Yeah.
When you get off the plane, go find it your damn self.
Yeah, see. Mario, you've been missing part of the show. So before I give my comments, I want to ask you your input.
Well, you know how I feel. Anytime we go out the country, I tell you, see, everybody act like you have to do drugs. Let's always get that straight. You do not have to do drugs. So let's get that straight. Nobody made you. She didn't get caught with aspirin. She didn't get caught trying to take her baby to freedom. She didn't get caught. She didn't get caught trying to say, let me hold this, bro. At the end of the day, when you look at right now, I understand what smuggling is. Concealing drugs over a border into another country. That's what you did. See, you might not like the punishment, but one thing my uncle always told me, you can do the crime, but you cannot dictate the punishment.
Got him again.
Because one, you at mercy.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all ready for my political dissertation?
Yeah,
One, Russia is, despite what America tell you, considers themselves to be of high moral value. So the fact that Brittany Grinner, a black woman and an LGBT woman, is playing basketball over there was a big step for them, right? But one thing they don't play about is the cultural influence. So that everybody else, it's just a vape pen. Yeah, but that vape pen was marijuana related, right? So think about Russia that keeps everything so structured. Now we kind of getting soft where we're allowing somebody to come in and a celebrity who now people see that this might be a new problem for us over here in Russia, right? Whether you like them or not, Russia has more moral laws in their eyes. I don't think y'all remember back in the days, it was a white kid that went over to Singapore somewhere, right? And Americans could intervene on that. They beat the shit out of him with the cane. I don't know if y'all remember that, right? No, he needed that.
Song about it.
He definitely needed that. So in this situation, I know America, y'all don't want to hear this, but I'm a black person in America. Putin is not no fool. Now, Putin don't really get involved in the day-to-day, but yes. So when they gave her those outrageous years, it was only to justify the swap, between the prisoners. The Lord of War is valuable. And at a time like this, man, they can say what you want about him, Chris, but if you ain't never watched the movie or heard his story,
I heard the story.
Oh boy, he's a needed guy out here right now. So America, listen, both of them are playing their hand. They gave her that sentence to justify why, hey, we're gonna swap them people out. So Russia probably knew what they was doing from the get-go.
I want to know this though. Not to cut you off. Like I think Zay, I don't know, I want to quote Zay, but I know I heard Chris say that you feel bad for the sentence.
I feel like it's a bit much, but I'm looking at it through my American eye. That's why I made the analogy about other countries and how they feel about underage sex. They may look at that as not a problem, just like we look at vape pens as not a problem. But that's not what that country looks at it. That's the only reason why I say it's excessive to me, because I'm looking at it through a Northern American mindset. Not
as of 2022, because 3 years ago, if you get on a Delta plane and I get caught with weed going from Atlanta to Florida, that's trafficking. That's 10 years. Yeah. So I just want to know, like, it's so crazy. Like, people act like you don't get, like, that is trafficking. Like right now, if I go from Orlando to Florida to Atlanta and I get caught on the highway, my homeboy first charge did 7 years. So what are we talking about here? You cannot cross borders, fuck states. I mean, fuck countries. Mm-hmm. You just can't be riding around with weed. Like, you cannot. You got on a plane with weed, man, into another country that hates us. And everybody like, that's crazy. You know how many niggas locked up right now for that same thing?
What about
right
the culture
now, here in America? Right now. I know too many niggas that I got caught with ounce of weed, and they said, well, you went from South Carolina to North Carolina to Florida, so you trafficked 3 states, and he was smoking out of it.
Gotcha.
9 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this don't happen every day here. Nigga, you like you said, Chris, you could have waited till you got to Russia and bought weed. Every vape pen that you wanted is in Russia too.
It's done.
Bro, you thought you was above the law, and they made us example out your ass. And no, we're not trading the Lord of War, and we're not trading another known killer to let you go because you wanted to. Your choice was to go to Russia to make more money. You were not forced to go there. Once again, if you don't like Russia's rules on weed, you don't have to go play there. So all these are choices.
America does not negotiate with terrorists.
That's why this world's so fucked up right now, because dog, we make so many choices in life right now. And everybody look for a reason to give somebody a way out. when you made that choice? What happened to standing on what you did? You did that shit.
That's what we
Now,
got.
no, I don't want to fucking trade the Lord of War for you. Fuck no.
Mercenary.
Yeah. Or LeBron. Or Emmy. Or Troy. No. Bro, you, dog, right now, this is no lie. Xavier McClarty, Zay, the ladies' man, travels with me a lot. He smokes the tweets.
Tell it.
Always, Zay, am I lying? Shut me up right now. Every time we go somewhere, what I say?
Well, it's on you.
It's on
and
you.
I know it. You've never ever seen me do a thing.
You. I tell this. Listen, I don't care. You're on your own. Because you did that. You nobody told you had to come over these good people shit and smoke it. But you want to. And he does. And that's a grown, and other people do it with him. But I'm saying everybody does this. Niggas, right now we go places, nigga come, hey, I'm like, bro, you brought that on. Oh, shit. I be going crazy because that's my point. But everybody walking through like, oh, this ain't nothing. Yeah, it ain't nothing until you get caught.
That's right.
God forbid, I never hope my dog. Don't get me wrong. I don't want this to be taken out. I don't never hope my dog. But right now, the same thing. They get caught, and we just went to Puerto Rico. He get caught. Man, they slammed my dog. Say that's fucked up what they did. What? So did not when your passport say no drugs. When you walk in the TSA, it say no drugs. When you get on the plane, it say no drugs. So fuck all them signs. I'm doing drugs.
What we do though, when we take a flight, no. When we take a flight, we go through TSA. I wait. I said, "Oh, okay, you made it through."
I've never tried. I've never tried.
No, not you. No, not you. I ain't saying bring it there because you're gonna go find your man. I'm saying, but we know it's been people on trip, and I've been blessed. Like, bro, why even try that? Just wait till you get here. Why even try that, bro? Why? I'll be sitting there looking like, bro, that was the dumbest shit in the world that you just did. You just got on these people plane and went to another country, and you could get caught just to sit there and do this. When you could have just went like how we've done many times into the city, and you are a black man. One thing about being a black man and traveling, I'm gonna let this go. Every nigga will sell you any drug in the world in any country because they feel like no black person is the police. When you go to other countries, you can have on glasses, suspenders, and a polka dot shirt and proper as hell. They feel like black people, especially men, are not the police. They'll willingly sell you drugs in any country.
Really, girls, black girls, they'll sell them.
Yeah. So, see what I'm saying? So
they're trying to woo them.
At the end of the day, it's no excuse, bro, except for you feel like you above the law. And sometimes when you feel like you're above the law or you feel like, fuck that shit, sometimes the person on the other side of that thing saying, oh, yeah, fuck that shit. And then that's what you get when you get a president who don't like your president or your whole country because you're still an American.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's just, I don't get me wrong. I don't want nobody to go to jail. That's what the only thing I feel bad. I don't want nobody to go to jail.
I don't care.
But you can't be giving up people and feeling something like, no, hell no, man. No. I got too many people I know who good people who've been wrongly locked up, who was trying to like do stuff to just eat. There wasn't 100,000 there. They didn't choose to make 40 more thousand a year over 60,000. They can make 120,000. I know they were trying to make $10 and they locked up. So I'm sorry, man. Man, we got other shit to worry about, man, than Brittany, bitch. You motherfuckers out here hanging people from trees. Alabama.
And to be honest, I ain't never seen Brittany stand up for anything. So
I never heard of him. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know, I call me what you like, but I never heard of him until this whole thing popped off. It's really, really crazy. Cause Hardy, you said it. We make choices every day. Right. She made a choice. She had more than enough money to go over there and find anything that she wanted. You are a star, for God's sake. They would have probably wanted to bless you. So yeah, I think that it's something that she does all the time. She got comfortable, so she didn't probably do it properly. Just probably threw it in there, and they found it this time. Every day, Bob Marley is a great poet author. He said, every day the bucket go to the well, the bottom got to drop out. Every time you keep doing it, you're not going to get away. At some point in time, you know that you got to get caught. It's no different than when we ran the streets. We knew we were taking a chance. She knew she was taking a chance.
But
So the only thing,
I'll give her Tootie though. I think she did it all the time. I think they were saying,
yeah,
she do it all the time. So here's our chance to make a swap. Like they
fact,
played chess.
it's political.
They played
Yeah,
chess.
it's political.
Like I always tell people, understand, because the police don't arrest you for speeding, that don't mean speeding.
No, they fact.
That a lot of people seem to think that, I just went 10 miles over. You don't know, that's still speeding. You know, the speed limit say 75, 76 is speeding. Just because they don't arrest you or they normally don't pull you over at 76, that don't mean 76 is not speeding. Georgia just did a 3-month long, 1 mile don't count. Bro, 75 is, and I hate when people, I wasn't even speeding. Bro, it's 75.
Yes,
You was doing 80.
My thing is how, let's just say in a perfect world, like what I'm hearing is we need to do something about it.
Nope.
Who's going to be this we?
Nope.
Is it going to be a heterosexual, masculine men are the one that's going to go in and do something about it? These are the same people that those two groups seem to be opposition to it. So who's going to be the one that's doing something about it? We always talk this talk, but who's the one that got to do the walking? You know what I'm saying? Like what do we need to be doing? It's like we almost like, it's like they blaming men for this situation, or in some kind of capacity, but this has nothing to do with us. First, it was
the first thing they said was LeBron. Yeah.
First, it was LeBron. Then it was well, men don't support the WNBA. Then now we need to do something about it, and we're looking around us to find men, masculine men, to do it. No, put a gun in these black women's hands. Put a gun in these LGBTQ hands and make them go get Brittany Grinner. Don't use heterosexual masculine men, because we are the targets of all this bullshit now. So no, that's just how I feel. I think it's unfortunate what happened to that young lady. I wish her the best. I think it's a bit excessive, but that's their rules. Same thing as us. We got, just like Hardy alluded to. Shit, we do that to our people, and most of them look like us.
Amen.
Well, first of all, it's not my fight. And one thing I say also, well played, Russia. Because right now, our government is a band of idiots. We can't do nothing right in America right now. I'm just looking at the laws right now. Listen, Putin was on a video before I go to the list. Joe Biden was on a Zoom call with world leaders, and he had on a mask. And Putin was laughing at him, and Joe Biden didn't respond, which was worse. You think Trump wouldn't respond? I was go find that video where Putin was like, "Oh my God, this moron! He has on a mask. You think he's gonna catch COVID from over?" Bro, I was so embarrassed as a person.
What did Kamala say? Is somebody telling me? The vice president of this country, a woman is being held.
A black woman.
A black woman. What is the vice president saying every single day about this?
Quiet as a church mouse.
She ain't black.
Oh yeah, she identified with that.
That's what she said.
Yeah, that was to get in the dough. But now that I'm back,
she let y'all say it. She never told y'all she was black. At one time, you go back, she allowed y'all to say it, and she went along with it, right? So, listen. Let me make it easy for y'all before I go to the easiest question of the night, because we wrapping it up. I don't know who put this in the discussion board, but somebody said, name a man you admire, one celebrity, one friend, or one acquaintance. I'm honored, guys. It was on the producer notes, so I don't know who presented the topic, but you know.
What a jack. Oh man, shout out to the birthday boy, man.
Yeah.
We admire your big brother skills, man. You know what? If nobody can big brother like you can big brother, I'm talking about not another gonna big brother like big brother Hart.
I take pride in knowing that.
Professional.
Listen, Chester Fonte came in last night, came into my party with his shirt open, chest out, nipples on, right on the ribs of the shirt. He didn't use no nipple tape.
Don't you ever say that again.
Hey, listen. The party, I had a party Saturday night. It's my first party ever, and I don't remember it, so it had to be great. So it had to turn out to be
He
pretty.
was loose. He was footloose too.
Man,
Yeah,
That'll
got
be
some
better than the
footage.
flyer.
Martin Luther King. I don't remember a thing.
About the flight.
Oh my goodness! They first of all they airbrushed him on the flyer.
No, that's me,
so
man.
glad he decided to connect his beard now. That was the worst fucking flyer.
I swear it's my beard. It was just right. It was just perfect. All right.
He looked
Come on, Chris.
caramel
Start out, man.
on the goddamn flyer.
Hey, name a man, celebrity, one friend, or acquaintance you admire. Come on.
Okay, I go first. My famous celebrity, I would say Ice Cube. For me, I think my favorite genre of music is gangster rap. That's just my favorite genre of music. I think it's now it's the highest grossing genre of music and the fastest growing genre of music. And the first time I got introduced to gangster rap was in NWA. I think Luke was I thought that was more nasty rap. I think that UGK and those guys, I thought that was more country rap tunes and how they described it. But I thought gangster rap originated from NWA. And when you go to do the research from that NWA, Ice Cube wrote a lot of that material. So I give him so much credit for that. Second, I think that you take a guy that originated gangster rap and turned him into a movie star. So he's played some iconic roles. That Doughboy role, he wasn't supposed to be the main focus of that movie, but you leave that movie knowing Doughboy. Like he was so impactful in that movie. Then he parlayed that to romantic comedies. He parlayed that to legitimate comedies. He made some of the funniest movies ever. So I think that's awesome that he can take rap, become a movie star. Then he go into directing. What else? From that he goes into the political realm. He made a plan when the Trump situation was going on. He made a plan to introduce the Trump to help Black people. He don't have to do that. He made a plan to help everyone, Black women, Black men, everyone. And I thought that was amazing. And I've seen him take so much shit from us, especially our women, when he was doing it, but he stood tall. And lastly, what else I seen this man do? I've seen this man create another stream of income for retired NBA players. He built his own league, Big Three, where he can televise, give former players another chance. And you know how a lot of players squander through their money because they get it when they're young, and then they get another source of income to play for him. And I think he's made that means he's made $100,000. He made millionaires through his movies. And not only that, man, the man been married to his wife since he was young, dog. Like that gotta count for something without scandal. Like that gotta count for something. I think that's amazing that he's able to do that, and especially in today's climate. Not only that, then I hate to keep on going on about the brother, but I really respect this brother. When you hear this man talk, you never not hearing Ice Cube. You know what I'm saying? And when he do legitimate interviews, he still sounds like Ice Cube. He don't raise his octave. He don't try to talk a certain way. He's slow. He's not slow, but he's very methodical in the way he speaks. I think that's amazing for a person that struggles with public speaking. I think it's amazing the way he does it. He just takes his time and he's very deliberate on that. And I just think he's a very amazing Black man. And if it's one man that I admire, it's him. As far as friend or acquaintance, I have to go with my homeboy Deacon. I think everybody that knows me knows that I struggle with belief and my relationship with God and things like that. But if it's one person on this earth makes me believe, it's him, because he has a belief that's unwielding. Like, and I know Hardy's belief is the same way, but his is unwielding. And I think I've seen if God makes moves in people's life, I've seen it with this man. Like I've seen him being blessed out of terrible situations. This man was, when he was young, he was in a terrible situation. He got brought through that. I seen favor being shined on him. Even some of the favor that he's gotten, I've benefited from it. Like some of the most amazing things that have happened to me in my life as far as music and traveling and all kinds of things is come from either directly from him or a vein of something that me and him created together or he created for me, man. So I think I have to give a big shout out to him because it's like he makes me believe that all this is true because he's never ever not believed. I never known him not to believe. So those are my two. So that's what I got.
Well, I'll go with mine then, since nobody else ain't spoke. I went with LeBron James. So we were talking about Brittany Griner. They brought up LeBron. LeBron, to me, his character on and off the court is phenomenal, impeccable. Like you said, also another person who, from a young age, has been in the spotlight without scandal with his wife, the way he impacts his sons, their life, for their legacy building, and the things that he's done for his coterie of friends that are right around him to ensure that he's not the only millionaire, that he has a strong circle of influence so that when they do run into investments and things like that, they all can be straight. You know what I mean? Instead of one person being strong and having to carry everyone else, we all can come to the table. And that for me was like, that's phenomenal, because that's what I would like to see for myself, with my friends, with my family. Not one of us straight, but all of us straight. And I think he exemplifies that. Plus, again, he's a great basketball player. So, and he's legendary. Like you said, he also, too, I believe from what we've seen, is LeBron. When he's on camera, he's very he's good with his word. He's eloquent. You know what I'm saying? He knows what he wants. He goes after it. And I think that for the young men, especially of color, he's a great example to look at as to mold yourself as to what, you know, you can do. So that was that. As far as personal, I'm gonna have to go with our homeboy Big Gregory Freeman. That young man I've watched as well, like you said, go from, man, I don't know what's going on, to the heights that he is right now. And he's always imparted into me positive things, and even a lot of gray-haired wisdom when it comes to life and just situations where I want to crash out or be young Zay. He's like, nah, player. And the one thing about it is he's so funny because he's very quiet. You won't hear him boast on what he's done, what he has, any of those things. And he's always showing love. Like, we know that 50 said love will get you killed, but you know what? Sometimes when he does it and people do what they do, he just be like, oh man, shoot, you know, I was blessing them anyway. You know, it is what it is. You ain't really hurt me, you hurt yourself, because I can't do that for you. And that's a great outlook for us as young Black men to have on the world, versus, you know, always being angry, thinking that we need to retaliate because someone played with our ego or whatever. Let them have that. That's a character build that shows who you are, and that definitely showed you who they were. And like I said, he showed me that. So shout out to him. Just like you said, Chris, I've been able to do some traveling with him, you know, through a vein of his blessing. I've been able to eat, you know what I'm saying? I remember my boy starting his company. He had one van. That joker's up to like three or four vans now. But it was one van. He used to leak over. I was his wingman. I just had my daughter. I didn't have a job. I quit hustling because of my baby. He was like, bro, if you get up and get to my house by 7 o'clock, whatever we go make, I'm going to pay you every day. And I would have to jump out. The van leaked oil, so we would be going to high-end neighborhoods to go do AC, HVAC. I got to slide the cardboard under the van quick before they see us so that we don't leak in their driveway. You know what I'm saying? Come back, kind of act like you're putting tools up, grab the cardboard box, put it back in. But all those things built character for me as a man, and I learned that through my homeboy. So I wanted to just say kudos to you. Thank you. If I've never told you that in person, I'm saying it publicly for you. I appreciate you.
We know we did some of the research on your previous employers. They say you are the worst employee ever.
Allegedly.
Ever.
I stay employed.
We did a check on you. All your references, and they say, oh, no, this was the worst employee ever.
Let me tell you, I stay employed. And they call me back. So it is what it is. It's a love-hate relationship. I learned to work smart, not hard. Gotcha. Sometimes people don't always, understand that they want you to work your fingers to the bone. don't understand that. God bless me with a brain, not the
You know,
physical.
right there.
I take it.
Mario.
Yeah. So I think I start out with a famous person, so it's duality. He's famous, but he actually my dog too. I know him, Abe Elam. Um, I grew up a little bit younger than Abe, so I seen him transition through all the sports we played coming up, right? But I also knew his family, so I knew all his brothers, I knew his daddy, so I knew all the stuff that he endured just being a kid. I remember his daddy used to be out there in the middle of Moore Heights with a speaker yelling at the people and preaching the word, and then he had to go to school, one of the roughest schools, Kennedy, with that, and was a star athlete, but did never let that and did never say that's not my daddy. Or not. I seen like tenacity, so I begin to see that at an early age. I see him have a kid at an early age. I see that didn't stop him, and he still went to college. I see he got blamed for something that he didn't commit, and even the blamer said he didn't commit, and he still take the rap for it and lost everything, completely lost everything. He was back in Rivera with nothing. I seen him hang out with his old homeboys. See, they was doing something he didn't want to do. Get the hell away from them. Go back to travel. See that right there, seen it like, damn, this boy, he wanted it when he had every excuse to say. That's why I didn't have it. And everybody would have been like, damn, bro, I feel you. He had every excuse to say, hey, my daddy was this. Hey, my mama didn't have this. My brother this. The world did me this. And that's why I be telling people, man, it's people out here who had so fucked up lives who still made it. So I don't want to hear your excuses. Shut the fuck up and keep going. So that's one of the people who showed me that. But once he made it back again, one thing I seen him do is go try to give all those homeboys another vision of the world. And one day I was talking to him, he was like, I wasn't trying to give them money. I was trying to give them a thought so they can invoke them getting some money bigger than where we came from. He like, bro, you stay up here now. So you see it. Look at you. Like you see it. You see the world. He's like, everybody, we come from hustles. I just need them to see the world. And if they see the world, it'll get that fire. Like being in New York, like he was in Dallas, he was in other places. I can't think of the place. Kansas City. Like I seen him around, like he coming to, hey bro, come out. Him and Jay, one of my other homeboys, they real close. Him coming there with all NFL people, and Abe still Abe, white tee, quiet. Hey man, y'all all right? Y'all good? Same guy. I don't care if he with billionaires, millionaires, same guy. I done been at parties and I'm coming up. He like, bro, come on, bro, what you doing? Same guy. Now, you know why? He comes back to the city. And who is he? Same guy who never forgot the city that came and gave him who he is. And he take care of all his kids and a lot of people, other kids. You know what I'm saying? And then not only that, he's setting a precedent for other kids to have what? The way in to lay it without getting screwed over by all these agents and all these other people who came before.
For money.
And he started with his brother, the first person drafted in the top 10 without an agent. That right there is remarkable. And people forget that Abe and Matt did that.
Don't forget about what he did afterwards. His seed.
Yeah,
he
but
made sure he did the same thing.
But that was his son good at football because his daddy. That has happened before. Nobody has got drafted in the first round ever without agent. It's different. Like that's good. That's remarkable. That's never gonna happen again. Abram Elam did that. So that's what I'm saying. Like that's crazy right there. You get all your money. So the second person is my Uncle Billy. My Uncle Billy showed me everything I am about a man. I seen him buy his mama house. I seen him help buy his sister's house. And he worked at Hertz for 45 years in the hot sun. I seen him say, I'm going to not have kids, sacrifice my life, my love life, and my happiness over and over and over and over again, because that's what a man do. Every important thing I ever did in my life, that's the man I call. There's never a time I did anything important when I didn't talk to him. I never bought nothing that's important. I never went on any trip before I got married. And he not married. I always had to talk to him because that's the epitome of what a man is and the sacrifice of what it takes to understand legacy. So my uncle didn't have no big college degree. but he obtained so much from hard work. From hard work. Everybody, it's so many people got degrees in my family, and they still come to him because he always got some money. He always got something. Because of work. So that's one person right there who I could say was the hardest person I had growing up in my life. Hardest person ever to affect my life, but one of the strongest persons I ever have in my life. And the best thing about him is he ain't never changed either. He the same person I was he still cuss me out today. He still, if I'm doing something wrong, he hold me accountable at the highest level. I don't give a damn who it is. He don't act like a candy ass. He don't care. He is him. And I respect that because a lot of times we don't see men. Well, I'm gonna say this. I got a chance to see a man all my life be a man and don't whine. That's why I get that from. So a lot of time I be so hell bent on, bro, shut up and do it. Bro, I don't want to hear that. Do it. Because this is a man that worked 40-something years for a job. and his raise wasn't hella. So you know what I'm saying? So that's the two people who I would say.
Oris.
All right, listen. I proclaim this loudly. I am still, even though I don't do shows, one of the funniest people in the world. I'm one of the best writers in the world. My directing skills are getting to be up there. And I think I will be back on stage in the next year or two. I said all that to say anything I've ever said in life, initial stuff is always to get laughed at. That's what people do in life, right? They laugh. Oh, that joker's gonna try to do this, blah, blah, blah. Okay. When I first did some stand-up, people laugh. Remember that day? When I went into music, people laugh. Oh, he think he's gonna be Puff Daddy. Yeah. Everything I ever said I wanted to do, if I ever listened to the people, I wouldn't have did it. And that's why a lot of people don't do a lot of stuff. They more worried about what people gonna say, what people gonna think. So the person I probably most admire right now is Country Wayne Coley. The reason I do is because the same premise, I had the same blueprint. So in the midst of this brother, he's always been transparent. He's 100% him. But the people he's putting on, I see the pilot he's doing. Every day he's putting on a new clip and people are buying into it. And he's simply sharing funny stories from his life. He's putting people on. People are buying in. If you ever see an interview, he's always talking about Jesus is popping. He gives glory to God, but he also tells about how effed up he was. All the kids he had, he takes ownership for it. Even his bad days, he takes ownership for it. And I think that's something that we've done on our show, BSF. I always get encouraged to know we are like one door away from that. But that's what I still envision with y'all. Mario gonna be on the show next week. Highlighted.
Supported.
Chris has been on the show. You know what I mean? So to see you guys going into y'all different perspective is probably why I admire Country Wayne. And he's making that money, but at the same time, he ain't being afraid to, put people on and create those avenues, almost like a Tyler Perry, right? So that's what I say. I admire him because anybody, if you got something you want to do, think about you as a kid. Find out what you want to do, man, and do it. Attempt it. At the end of the day, even when I hustle, no matter what I did, I got jokes from people. But those same people weren't trying to do what I was trying to do. So if you let them people rob you of what you're trying to do, shame on you. The person I probably admire is going to be interesting. I admire one of my friends, Mike Odom. I can't tell Mike's story on, but Mike right now overcame some things. He works for West Palm Beach Housing Authority, but the brother is family. Like to see an older guy like Uncle Billy, like his whole life is family and his grandkids. You know what I mean? He's crass, he's rude as hell, but he's somebody that's infectious. Like his whole life is his wife, grandkids, trips. Like, I gotta admire that. And the last three is gonna be in this order. Mario. I admire Mario because in our group, he's that ear, the beat. He's always been the great debater, but he got some wisdom. Can't explain where it come from. I just don't understand where it come from. But one of the people that always tell me I can do anything or encourage me is always gonna be Mario. He always say, why not? Or do it. Or think about this. He's that friend. And he's always put the image about marriage. He always been optimistic about love, but he also always talks to us about spirituality and always being transparent enough to say, like, listen, I'm a Bible guy, I'm a God person. Second person, I'm gonna go with Chris. Chris, I admire you for knowing what you got to tackle and putting everything on your back, bro. Like your commitment to your family, like you are the bridge. So I don't know what the second generation is gonna be for you, but to see your commitment to your daughter, to see your commitment to your brother, your sister, your auntie, like, yeah, Chris is gonna work. And Chris, he might be stressed out. He might complain in some sense, event. But one thing about Chris is going, hey, I'm a man. It sucks, but I ain't never seen Chris run from putting in some elbow grease to get the outcome that need to be had. And last off, I'll go down to the latest man who I fuss at every goddamn day for some reason. But
you love him, man.
At the end of the day, he's unapologetic about the life that he chooses to live. So in that right, you gotta admire somebody who say, yeah, I know, but this is who I am and this is how I'm flowing right now. Shit, the way COVID and monkeypox and all that stuff going around, who's to say what's gonna happen? Shit, in fact, monkeys around here throwing dogs off rooftops. Shit, the monkeys mad. Y'all done blame them for AIDS. Now y'all blame them for monkeypox. These monkeys mad as hell out here. So the three people I would say I would admire you guys are all of y'all in some capacity, man. So be encouraged and do what y'all choose to do in this life. So I know being a man is a sucky job, but at the end of the day, you're either gonna be a man or you're gonna die.
No, I like being a man. So let me just put this camera right
there. We're gonna die. We're gonna die regardless. So you got to be a man. Can't be the other one.
Yeah,
and I like to be the one doing the fucking, not the one getting fucked.
Yeah.
I'm gonna agree with that one then.
Well, listen, to be honest, bro, you look around, we kind of the last of our kind.
Right, and that's a testament to the change of the world. But I believe that even this little show right here and all the people we touch on a daily basis is going to ensure that we won't be the last of our kind. Because even if it take one, there's just one going to be another one, and they'll find another one. I could tell so many stories because it's crazy because the people all y'all named are definitely admirable. Like Reek, I got stories I could tell you. Like me and Reek traveled the world. Like when I was young and didn't know shit about traveling, anytime Reek said let's go somewhere, I went, not knowing what the hell I was gonna go into. Chris saying, bro, you don't even know where you're going, man. I don't know. I'm just going to read. Like one person, like for real, I saw half of the work, like because he just was like, I never seen a black man at that age just willing to go anywhere for anything. I was like, I gotta do it. Why not? And then the same thing with Zay when he saying Greg at some points in my life done saved my life. Like, you know what I'm saying? And was always a net to teach me, like, man, like the long rides to Miami, like, bro, what you doing? Like that, nah, bro, you be better, like, you know what I'm saying? And even Tootie, when I met his daughter, I'm like, man, this nigga, he, like, that's what you, the first time you meet him, that's what you get, family. Like, and I agree with what Zay, he is like Uncle Billy. Like you could tell, like, he's that, bro, I'm the pillar of this. Like, and his backyard is like the best backyard I've ever been to. Like, this nigga has a fucking.
He is hung up. He's hung up on this shit,
bro. This nigga has a because you never expect it. You like, oh, this come to the what the. Yeah. Nigga, this is what the hell? How could this be back here? I never knew. No. like it's amazing.
I'm gonna tell you something. Not to cut you. Those older guys, I appreciate the time with them. Shout out to Mr. Thurston, Jonathan Thurston's father.
Oh yeah.
That's my lawn man. He has one of those backyards. Like when I get on his backyard, my backyard is gonna look like that. He has everything that a man could want in his backyard: outdoor kitchen, hot tub. I got a section over here to barbecue. I got good grass, but I got it manicured. So you better step on my stones. Don't step on.
Come on, man.
Everything that we kind of talk about, and it's funny because when we're young, we ain't care nothing about that. But you get older, and you like, shoot, home is where the heart is.
Like, your home is your part.
That part right there. So and we learned that from those guys.
Like, Tootie brought me over there not to go on and we finna get a show, and he was like adamant about me coming, and I was definitely finna book. I had came down there, and when I come into town, I give you like I got a key to this. I'm saying he was like, brother, drop me off. I gotta have this meeting. I was like, I'm out in the truck. Tootie got a new truck. That's when he first dropped it. I got F-150, but he got the crispy new. All the dad. I'm leaning back in this shit like like a fry. Then I'm hanging out good.
The tire.
Next thing you know, he like, bro. Then I tell you, bro, you gotta come over here. You gotta come over here. So I'm like, man, let me go, bro. Best time I ever had, bro. Sitting there listening to them. For one, I never drank whiskey or bourbon. They took me on, but until I started hanging with them. They told me how to drink, like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, listening to older black men who actually, like, Derek would be in the comments. Like, I'm saying, like, them people, like, sitting around them people right there, you sitting like, damn, bro, this is what the world is missing. Like, that, like, community. Like, that's community. Like, bro, I'm proud of, man, you know, this, and willing to help you and just pour into you. Like, man, them some good brothers.
I met Derek one time, dog, and I could just feel it, dog. That
Derek is love,
the respect,
this
is a cool ass dude, man. I want to when I get that age, I want to be.
I need to be like
that feeling.
And funny as hell, dog. He had me, dog. The first time I'm dying because he is not going, but he like an older horse and all, like, you know what I'm saying, like he joking, they laughing, they in the same thing. I was like, yeah, that's what you want to be. You want to be that age and enjoy life.
Yes.
That's right.
So, man, I appreciate that, man. And Horace, you know, like we ain't gonna beat around the bush, but you know, like, bro, for sure, he been the big brother so long to, like, he definitely aggravate the hell out of you a lot of times because he your big brother.
Yeah,
he gonna let you know it. That's for sure.
But you gotta love him. That's the hard
part. The first time he came to Orlando, man, why you got no towel? That's the only towels you got. Like, damn, nigga, you cussing me out by towels. And, you know, why you got this? And bro, you know you ain't got nothing at the door, and these are the pots you got. I'm like, bro, I'm happy. I'm showing you my place. And he cussed me out for like an hour. But one thing I can say though is I've never moved nowhere in the United States of America, and Horace has not came to my house. I've never stayed nowhere and he ain't come. Okay, I don't know. I was talking to him the other day, and I'm like, bro, you know, like everywhere I've stayed, you brought your head up. Like, no matter what, like, bro, I'm coming up to this figure. I'm gonna figure a way to some kind of way he makes his way to be like, what's happening? Like, you know what I'm saying? And then to see how happy he was when me and my family came down there. Like, he was a tour guide, like I don't stay in Palm Beach. Like, bitch, I'm from here. He's like, nah, I gotta take y'all here. Bitch, I know what and I never said this. I'm gonna let Chris and Zay go. My wife was so appreciative of that because I'm from there. So a lot of times without you and Zay, she probably wouldn't do nothing because that's not fun to me. I'm from there. So, you know, when you being from Palm Beach, I'm coming home to just sit around and do nothing. But to somebody from Georgia, that's a tropical, like that's it right there. So I thank y'all, that's off the subject, but because she probably wouldn't have a good time in Palm Beach if it weren't for y'all, because the first couple of times she didn't do nothing because I don't do nothing until probably one of y'all called me. So, you know what I'm saying? I know she appreciates y'all so much because y'all the reason why we even do anything down there, because I'd be hell bent on doing another damn thing.
Bro,
you know what? At least I save you every time. Don't worry.
I think I realize now that I might be the big brother. It's only because I want so much for y'all. Like when Mario come to town, I'm like, Mario, I need you to meet this person. I want you to meet this person. Like Chris, like I aggravate y'all because I really want y'all to see what we have achieving. I wanted y'all to meet certain people, and I be trying to put y'all, get y'all some opportunities. So yeah, I do look back in hindsight and say, yeah, boy, I come off like a goddamn old lady or something. So.
1 hour, 22 minutes, and I think 12 seconds. He said he aggravates us. I need y'all to pin that, save that. You know, we're gonna need to loop that.
Yeah, y'all aggravate me too.
Yeah, that's true.
I gotta give Chris. Listen, Chris, I can own Leo. I say make yourself at home. Chris will make himself at fucking home as soon as he come with the door. He's tired.
He made okra and sausages.
Chris threw his shoes on the floor. His bed's upstairs. Chris is on the couch, laid out snoring. 10 minutes after he came.
I'm naked in that room.
Horse hates it. Oh,
on the phone with my foot up, my feet up, and everything. Just, I'm here. I'm at the crib. Come through.
I felt so embarrassed because my son definitely made himself at home. I never this motherfucker busting to the door, we waking him up, get up. I'm like, come on, man, get out of here. And then I'm telling Tootie to tell me to get out. He like, nah, little man, all right. That Tootie trying to cook and shit. I'm like, bro, man, let people rest. I said, man, but you know. we laugh at that now, but I remember a time, bro. I didn't think I was gonna live past 35, 30.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How we was living.
Man.
So you know what I'm saying? Shit, this a blessing, bro. You know what I'm saying? A real blessing, bro.
Look at us now, dog. Listen, I when I first got the house, Chris came and I was upstairs and I didn't know what I just could hear, from upstairs. Listen, I'm hearing the garage go up. I'm hearing like it's a party downstairs. So I couldn't go downstairs.
Two of them on the couch, man. I'm trying to do something.
Going down, man. I'm upstairs like, fuck.
But it was a good though. It's a blessing though to see stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I look back at the times when I was, because I'm the youngest of y'all, so I might not look like it, but I am. And then, but seeing y'all, because all three of y'all have in so many ways have led me in different parts of my life, right? Like to be like, dang man, you know what I'm saying? And it's been a blessing, bro. It's been a blessing. I can say I appreciate y'all for sure, because this boy, I you know what I'm saying? Every parts of my life when I needed somebody to be like, bro, just expand your horizon. Y'all did it. Not even trying. Not even trying to do it.
That's right, Siobhan. Tell him. He read that.
Tell us what he really say, Siobhan.
Man, anonymous.
She definitely will. Happy belated birthday to Maisha Allen.
Yeah,
it was her birthday
she's
this
still
week.
partying. We're gonna give you a pass.
She hit the big 46. All right.
That's crazy though. It's crazy. Like, yeah, it's Shay's birthday. I remember because Vince is her uncle. Well, I don't know if Vince's her uncle or not, but I know that's a dad. I think it's her uncle.
No, I think they're auntie. They his auntie.
Yeah. No, I think she his auntie. But I know growing up, looking at all them and all this, and us going across the tracks and all this, and I remember one day all of us going over there, and Shay there, I'm like, who that is? He's like, dog, I'm telling you, boy. But it's just crazy to get older, to look at people as they grow older and be like, dang, bro, it's good to see people still doing good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Siobhan in school, I remember, you know what I'm saying? It's good to see people still doing good, man. Especially at 46.
They look good for 46 though.
Yeah, Auntie Maisha.
Yeah.
Auntie Shay.
And she been like that ever since we were younger. She don't play.
Real.
It must be all the goddamn boxing. Shay Mayweather, happy belated birthday.
Hey, happy early birthday to you. Your birthday tomorrow.
Yeah, let's acknowledge that, man. I need everybody in the comments to wish my homie a happy birthday. Hor's birthday is tomorrow, and it's a gangster's paradise. It's a gangster celebration. Everybody, let's give him a big happy birthday. I'm gonna write it my damn self.
On Taco Tuesday, that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we getting smashed.
You said Topless Tuesday?
Oh, wow.
If it's the Lord's will.
Hey, have his way.
Hey, Taco Tuesday.
Don't put you with a good time.
Hey, Taco Tuesday.
Yep.
No, for real, man. It's appreciation though, man. And that's good, man. To see all of us get older, man. That's all you can ask for in life.
Yeah, payback is it?
So we had some.
Listen.
We had some close calls. Me and Zay almost should be in jail, like Ray and Claude, for murder charge.
For no reason.
Well, we got so many stories between Papa, me, Ray, me and Zay. Oh my God, brother. Me and Zay running one night, coming off by the sand pit. We sneaking out of a window. We don't know what murder just happened. Zay get off the bike. Zay running. And I'm like, what you do? He's talking about my turbo didn't kick in. What's going on about his turbo didn't kick in? And thank God Revere Beach Police, they were so sorry. They seen us and they let us go. Oh man. Just don't have no taco on your chest. Yeah.
I'm trying to teach him the way, Shay. Don't worry. Hold on. When all else fails, Chester Fonte.
They showed up my party with his goddamn shirt open, nipples out, looking like a black area.
Listen, man. Listen.
Shay, let's go, man.
I done gave some people chestnuts.
Shay missed the whole innuendo about Taco Tuesday.
For real.
Oh, really? And Shayna Davis has the birthday this month. I just recognize all the Leos, all right?
Yeah, so, Leo, monkeypox ain't come to Leo's game.
That's a fact, Jack.
Leo season.
I told my wife that her birthday is yesterday. I said, yeah, you know, every time a disease outbreak comes, Leo, goddamn
Listen,
life.
Mhm.
Shane Davis' birthday, Maisha's birthday, Chris' birthday. Leo's doing the thing. So, you know what I mean? Hey, we seen Trinette in the comments. Trinity Gourmet, gotta give her a shout out. And she has been doing so many just from her
Phenomenal
heart,
things, bro.
phenomenal things, especially with nonprofits, events, giving back. So salute to that sister for what she's doing, because man, she don't get the reciprocity she deserves, but hope the Lord will bless her at some point. So we got to get out of here. We'll be here all night. Okay.
Siobhan in there
Too.
with
Shout
you?
out to Nikki.
What in the
Her
world?
birthday, Nikki George down there. Her birthday. Siobhan is 8/12. Okay.
So on 8/12, that's why she here. Nikki George.
That's Leo. Yeah, Nikki one
Yeah.
too.
Now I make it all the
Happy
same.
belated, Nikki.
Yeah, shout out to Trent, man. We gotta get out of here.
Always.
Y'all go to sleep, man, and do something else. All right, good night.
Hope y'all enjoyed the show.
Hey, we got next week. We're gonna address if you got a train ran on you, how long should it take before you tell your husband?
And we want some answers, ladies. We definitely need to know how y'all feel about that. What y'all doing? We want to know.
Because we know what you did back then.
We know you. All about it. Thank Dollar Bill, don't nobody. Dollar Bill know all